last time on Abandoned Comfort. We christened our boat and hailed Neptune with some of our closest friends. Kelsey spilled some red wine on the teak after she unexpectedly popped some champagne off, and we tried our best to follow the ceremony to a T to appease the gods. Hopefully it worked.
Hey guys, welcome back. In this episode we'll be going over the realities of living aboard, montage style. So we'll give you guys a tour of the Marina, we'll show you a day in the life of what it's like to live on the boat, go over some projects, oh yeah, and we'll show you some footage of a hurricane we experienced.
Yep. Yeah, and in the Marina tour we're going to show you how we get mail, where we go to the bathroom, where do we take showers, yeah. All the nitty-gritty details that we always get asked about with this. And be sure to hang out until the end of the episode. We're going to be doing a pretty big giveaway. It's going to be 10 promo packs, and it's going to have some AC gear in it. So it's going to be our t-shirts, our die-cut stickers, and then we're also going to be throwing in some nautical gear from one of our sponsors. So hang out until the end of the episode and you can find out all about it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoy it. What's going on?
We have a lot of wasps.
It's wasp? Plural, or is it wasps?
Wasps.
Let's see these bad boys. Yes, we've been seeing a lot of wasps around the boat, and that's our answer.
O'Brien is currently trying to kill wasp right there.
You've got to be kidding me. How close is that?
Literally like an inch.
Realities of living on a boat.
I'll be hiding.
Just another Thursday night of boat ownership. Look at that guy's bimini. Look at that bimini. See it?
Oh shit.
Our first time doing engine maintenance was going smooth after replacing the Raycor filter, cleaning its housing, and replacing the engine's coolant. Then we hit 2 speed bumps, our fuel filter and our oil filter. So the usual oil filter, fuel filter, strap wrench. Didn't work to get this thing off. It is completely seized up. So that's bad news number 1. And bad news number 2 is this filter over here. So if you see right there, it says fuel. That's supposed to be an oil filter. So previous owner made a mix up. So we're gonna go ahead and rip that off and put on the correct part.
Good.
Fuel filter. Where an oil filter should be, but it still comes off. The fuel filter where it's supposed to be, and the correct one, is completely stuck. But the fuel filter where it's not supposed to be, about to come off right now. So we're heating up the fuel filter because that should release some of the pressure and some of the stickiness up here. So hopefully it releases that seal that's been made. Ha! Yeah, it didn't. We went through 4 other filter wrenches, all of which didn't work. We decided to wait until the weekend to finish up our engine maintenance for when my dad, who said he had the tool to get it off, would be in town for my commencement from graduate school. Stairs are on, you're good to come down. Where's the culprit?
How's it? Filter?
Yeah, the filter.
There it is.
How'd you get it off?
Took it to a nice trusty old shipmates at the Coast Guard station. Put it in a vise, clamped it on the flange, the edge of the flange, twisted this piece off, so now what used to be 1 is now 2.
Well done.
Yeah, old sailors get shit done.
The realities of living aboard a boat while you're refitting it. So as always, we want to give you an unfiltered view of what it actually looks like. Again, I feel like I'm always saying this, it is so worth these sacrifices. There's Kelsey. This is pretty much what every weekend has looked like in some way or another. Got all the trash that we're hauling off. But the main thing we're doing this weekend is optimizing space. And essentially what that is just moving shit around until it finds a spot that makes sense.
We have all of our dive stuff here. And below that is our camping stuff. Got this Swedish beast out. It's pretty cool actually. But we don't need it, because we're in Florida. We're going to the Caribbean. It's a little too hot for this.
So this is where the old diesel heater exhaust went. That's why I'm trying to chop it so that we don't have it running into the engine room. So we're probably gonna repurpose this. We have 2 deck drains. We got one right here, we got one right here. They both run down right here below the water line, and this is where the through hole is. Now it looks fine, but I don't understand why you want to have holes underneath the water line, especially for a deck drain. So I'm thinking we might move this up to here, so that way this deck drain just goes straight overboard and this deck drain just goes this way, right overboard. Obviously it's not as pretty when you have water coming over the sides when it's above the water line, but that's one less hole you have to worry about. I'm curious what people's thoughts are on moving through holes that are below the water line and don't need to be above the water line.
Disadvantage of doing projects in Florida in the middle of summer. We're always sweating.
So a lot of the optimizing that we're doing is removing weight from the V-berth and moving it back somewhere more midships or in the aft cabin area, because we don't want to weigh down the bow. And we're getting ready to upgrade our ground tackle. So there's gonna be more weight up in the anchor locker and everything, so it's gonna weigh down the bow. And as the day progresses on, the boat gets dirtier and dirtier, and we go from project to project.
Came across these gauges that the previous owner left behind. Got oil pressure, temperature gauge, and then we got this Raycor one. And I was reading the instructions for it. It's right here. What it does is it tells you how much contaminants are in the fuel system. And I was like, where on earth does this thing install on the Raycor? After it replaces the T-handle. So I was preparing for a couple hour installation, and looks like I can actually do a boat project in under 5 minutes. Magic.
We'll see about that.
What are you doing?
Organizing the fishing stuff, even though we don't even have a rod. But eventually, we will.
One day. Trolling for sea fishing. That is a beast.
We went from having all this fishing gear, all these containers, to just this. It's all in there.
The guy who's buying our CQR is here. This is a true day in the life. A weekend day in the life, I should say. Sweaty, optimizing space, throwing shit out, and selling stuff.
I haven't started the engine for about a month, and when we fired up the engine, it wasn't spitting too much overboard. There wasn't a lot of like water discharging. We didn't want the temperature alarm to go off and say that the engine was overheating, so we shut it down after running it for like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. But even if we're not getting raw water in through the inlet for some reason, the impeller is still going to be fried.
So that's our impeller. Definitely seen some better days.
So we detached this, hooked up the hose to it, and then back flushed it, because right here is where the impeller goes, and the vangs flipped off, and then they went that way. And this is what it looked like. Alright, so we're tracking down some of the vangs of the broken impeller. So I got the hose hooked up to the heat exchanger inlet, and we're gonna back flush it over here to the water pump. Alright, I think we hit the jackpot. I think that's all of the impeller bits, and then probably the previous impeller bits. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the new impeller, and one of the tricks my dad showed us was
put dish soap on the impeller so that way it's a little bit lubricated to get in here, because it's, as you can see, it doesn't fit in. And then number 2 is when you look overboard, you'll see bubbles, so you know that the engine is discharging.
We got soapy water.
It's 10 o'clock at night. Day is finally over. 12 straight hours, and really don't feel like you accomplish anything. That's pretty much living on a boat.
Okay, so a couple people have asked, what is it like to stay at the marina? How do you guys shower, use the bathrooms, do your laundry, get mail, etc. So we're gonna give you guys a little tour. So for parking, park right in here. It's parking all alongside the building. And then some people can also park right back there. It works. We're actually on the side of the marina right now. It's closest to our slip. And then there's a lot of parking in the front of the marina as well. No dogs allowed, is that? We also have massive washer and dryers where we can fit a month's worth of clothes in. It's great. One of the luxuries that is offered at this marina is a pool. And it's definitely not needed whatsoever, but not gonna lie, it's extremely nice, especially on the days when we are not working on projects and there's not enough wind to sail. We relax at the pool. Rarely, but it is very nice. So we pay about $700 a month to live here. It's definitely worth it just to be in a hurricane hole. Some insurances will actually give you a discount if you are in a hurricane hole, not ours in particular, but we have heard that. And having these extra amenities definitely makes the transition from living in the apartment to anchoring full time a little bit easier. It also makes it easier for doing projects. But we won't have this for long, so we're gonna enjoy it while we can. So it's mail day. So that means, what are we getting today? Potentially.
We are getting an anchor, the Abandoned Comfort t-shirts, and some other t-shirts from our sponsor Jetty. What's most exciting about this shipment is some of it is for free.
Because we have awesome sponsors.
But not all of it. Some of it was at a discounted rate, and for those who don't know what a sponsorship is, it's essentially you're offering your influence to a company or a brand in exchange for either some discounted or free product.
Yeah. We only want to work with companies, benefit other companies that would be beneficial to our everyday lives.
Yeah, we pretty much treat it as if we weren't going to pay for their product with our hard-earned money, then we're not going to sponsor or offer a sponsorship with them. How heavy is it?
It's pretty heavy.
Measure all his block. Keep going. It's good stuff.
Thanks. Appreciate it, man. Trying to get better at filming stuff. We continually forget. We'll just do something like shit. We probably should have filmed that.
Yeah, I can understand.
Well, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no worries.
You too.
Took the last. Oh, you keep tipping. So a few people have inquired about how we get mail, and at the Marina it's actually pretty easy. We have big white boxes and all of them have alphabetically, and just put our name and the address and boom, we get our packages delivered. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's just like having a house. There's nothing too crazy about it. Same with packages too. You guys saw where we grab them. They're just usually stacked right next to the mailboxes. So we're gonna go ahead and open up these boxes. So let's go ahead and get started.
It's in package number 1.
More packages.
Our band covered shirts. So the other box is for you guys. Whoa.
Wow, that's awesome. Jetty is hooking you guys up. People that make our t-shirts, all sustainable.
They're an awesome surf company out of South Jersey. Oh my gosh, it just keeps coming.
Some propellers.
Very fitting. For all these amazing goodies that we got from Jetty, we will definitely do some sort of giveaway, and we'll let you know what that is once we kind of figure it out more. But for now, you're gonna have to wait till next time.
What good is living the life you've been given if all you do is standing in place? I'm on a river that winds on forever. Follow till I get where I'm going. Maybe I'm heading to die, but I'm still gonna try. I guess I'm going